Hey Cancer, gang, 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 gang. Welcome to February. I'm Tamil and I'm a Cancer sun, hence all of the excitement. I'm so happy to be here. Every month I channel oracle messages for the collective and the overflow community at large, which is you. And then after we go deeper inside the sanctuary, which is our membership space for communion with self and soul family. The portal is closed for enrollment into that membership space, but you can get on the wait list and be notified when we open next quarter. However, if you are joining Rebirth, or if you've considered joining Rebirth, the sanctuary is included. So Rebirth is a 12-week immersion program that I'm leading, and you'll automatically get access to the sanctuary because it's a circle inside of the sanctuary, okay? Let's get into your strength and challenge for the month. We're using a new deck, the Threads of Fate. I'm laughing because I was just in a planning session with my Brave School family asking how I was supposed to show up, and Paradox was the card that I got, and it is showing up as the strength for Cancer. Aha. This is the deck. It's beautiful, and it's the Shadow Edition, which I thought was interesting, and I think that it's called me to use it for the Mercury retrograde. Our challenge is the Weaver. How do you bring all of your gifts and all of yourself and all of your truth? How do you make space for all of your truth in every aspect of your life, particularly your intuitive gifts and your knowings? This serpentine energy and this crescent moon, it's very high priestess. And if this is a challenge for you, or if this is, since this is presenting as a challenge, there may be some spiritual reckonings happening for you in the month of February, where you have to make sense potentially of dreams, premonitions, downloads that you've been given, instructions you've been given, assignments you've been given, and figure out what spirit is telling you so that you can make it be so. The bottom of the deck, you have the Wildling, and I'll probably read this too. It's giving me Two of Swords energy, but it's peace of mind, it feels like. But also some very strong warrior protective energy. So calling in protection. I may not read it. I'm just sensing that as you're doing all of this spiritual work, you need to be cognizant of your energy field. Okay. All right. Let's see what Paradox is talking about. This card is a reminder that we can hold two extremes at the same time. Sometimes we focus on things, whether internal or external, and see them as one-sided. But to hold the paradox within us requires strength. To see our most brilliant qualities and our most ugly, to acknowledge that they both live within us, is a gateway to growth. Carl Jung said, "The paradox is one of our most valuable spiritual possessions." And for anyone who does shadow work, they know this to be true. But this can also be difficult for many people. If we have been raised in a rigid environment where things are viewed as black and white, it may be hard for us to accept our flaws, let alone love them. One of the best ways to slowly enter a relationship with our internal paradox is to remind ourselves that we did not create these things within us. We inherited them. It does not define us, and yet we are responsible for it. To work more deeply with paradox, as you witness yourself throughout the day, identify what types of thoughts you have more of, positive or negative. From there, find the polar extreme. For example, maybe you thought, "I am so fucking lazy," Acknowledge a couple of things that make this true, then find the polar opposite. I'm hardworking. And acknowledge a few things or experience that prove that you are hardworking. So, what is seemingly conflicted about you right now? What seems to not make sense? And how do you integrate? How do you bring those things together? The Weaver as our challenge. Let's get into that. The Weaver is the master of their destiny. This deck is named the Threads of Fate because each one of us has thousands of threads when combined weave the fabric of our life. We can braid, nurture, or sever any strand at any time. And in doing so, we are the Weaver. This card urges you to take inventory of all the threads active within your life at the moment. What needs to happen moving forward? Which one needs to grow stronger? Which ones need to be cut? What actions can you take to tend to the threads of your fate? So this sword seems like, these swords here seem like you're going to be doing a little more cutting, a little more revision, a little more refining, so that you can nurture, so that you can do the integration work that's necessary, so that you can be in more co-creation with spirit and step more boldly into your own authority.